What's up, ladies and gents? Welcome back to another Solo Leveling Arise video. Welcome to the channel if this is your first time. We're going to be covering something that, first off, shout out to Obscuremouse and Keshi from Discord for bringing this topic up. We're going to be talking about combat power and the gimping that this game does if you are even 1 CP below the recommended amount. Now, I'm going to show you guys some examples of what happens and how the penalty will impact you as a player and why it's so important to be above the threshold that is recommended. And even if you are 1 CP below, the impact that it makes on your character and your account. Now, this is going to probably burst some bubbles. I've talked about this in a couple of different videos, but now Keshi and Obscuremouse have done some more testing. They brought it to my attention. I figured, you know what, with their hard work, I want to at least showcase what's going on. So first off, let me show you guys here. We're going to do a white bear this time. That's right, this boss. And you guys can see here, currently my total power is 271. Now, there's a recommended total power here that's at 242. Now, normally you'd see a blue, a white, in this case it's white, or a red. Okay, the red is obviously penalty. There's a penalty that you get. Now, how much that penalty affects you, we're gonna see very shortly. Now, you guys can see my stats, okay, where this is important to note. My current stats here are 49.14% critical hit rate. My precision is 75.05, okay? So now if I were to undo this for a second, let me just reset this, okay? I'm gonna put a little bit in precision and we're gonna raise this up. Now, the base precision, just so everyone's aware, is 75, okay? 75% is base precision. So I'm gonna go ahead and raise this up, 150. Let's put the rest in strength. Actually, 150 is too much. Let's just go back here. Do a little bit less here. We'll do 70. Okay. The rest goes in here. Now, if I confirm this, all right. If I look now into my precision, it's now at 83.99. Okay. If I remove this, for example, and add this in, I believe the precision goes up even higher, if I'm correct. 88.55. Okay. Now, let's take a quick look here. Now I'm in blue. You guys see I'm way overpowered. Now, if I go into this battle, I'm going to go in and I'm going to show you guys how often I crit, and the precision, the damage will stay pretty accurate. Like it'll stay pretty high, and the crit rate will be at exactly what it's at, including my passives, right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back. I'm going to go make sure I'm close to as low a CP as possible to the recommended power, but not too much lower. And I'm going to show you guys how much of an impact it makes. Now you guys can see I'm critting pretty often, right? A couple crits, pretty decent precision. None of that changes there. So here, we'll do another one here, like the crit, right? So again, crit is happening, not an issue right now. We're not having too many problems. So you guys can see crits occurring probably about 50% of the time, right? Now that I've got the scythe on, it's gonna be a little more than that. Let's let the bear run, and I'll show you guys. Oopsie, forgot he does it 3 times. So I hate, that's why doing that on this bear is the worst. Okay, anyways, you guys are seeing the crits happen, right? You guys crit, right? I mean, right now we're hitting about the 70% mark at this point, right? Because of, again, we've got the scythe activated. Look at that, all these crits. Anyways, the point is you guys are seeing all these crits happen. That's the idea here. Okay, now let's go back. Same stats. I'm not gonna change anything. I'm going to take a character out, and I'm going to try to get as close to the CP as possible. All right, guys, so we're back, and what I'm going to do here is, you guys can see I'm lower in power. I'm going to go ahead and remove my 2-piece set because that's actually adding to the crit. So we're going to go ahead and add in just the regular attack set, okay? So we're going to put an attack here, and then attack here. So we're going to take all the passive abilities out of it, and we're going to just show you guys just straight from crit, okay? So let's just do the swap here real quick. You guys can see now my passives are gone. I've only got the ignore damage section of it. If you go back to this Sun Jin Woo's basic, I've got 49.55% crit, okay, and 82.85% precision. Now watch what happens. We're a little bit over the power threshold, so I'm going to try to see if I can lower it somehow here. 2421, see, a little too over. So let me put in Borelli 241641. I think that's better. Okay, so we've got, I mean, we're not too far off, right? We're still about 400 off. So we're still in white though. Okay, so now watch what happens. I've now removed the 2-piece set, so no more. I'm still in 49.55%, right? But you guys will see now the crit. Plus, I have Igris as well too. I should actually remove. Let me go back and remove him actually too, because he's adding an extra percentage of crit into this that he shouldn't be, that we don't want to see. So I'm going to show you guys here without the extra bonus buffs. We'll take away Igris. We'll add in doesn't matter who we add in really, anybody but him really as the leader. And then I'll show you guys what it looks like when you guys don't have any extra buffs from the passives. Okay, this is just strictly from being lower in CP even by a couple hundred, and this applies to even being lower by 1. Okay, so let's just go back in here, Battlefield of Trials. So we'll go back to this one. So again, I'm just gonna replace Igris here with Blades, and that should still keep the power the same, right? But now the buff here is, of course, the attack buff. Okay, so let's go back in here. So again, technically I should be creating 49.55% of the time, so almost half the time I should be doing all my crits, right? I'm going to just show you guys how this works out. Now, again, no passives here. Troy doesn't give any extra crit damage, neither does Bora Lee, or Lee Bora, sorry. So here, I'll just show you guys how this works. Again, we're just looking for crits, right? So look at this. Nothing. Nada. Zip zilch. Even by 100. Now, even my precision is lower. So you guys will see the range of damage I do, even though I'm a little bit under CP, is going to be minuscule. Okay, so watch what happens in a second. If I go back, look, no crits almost. 5% crit, guys. Or a 5% crit chance. So you guys can see here, just doing almost nothing at all. So again, because there's no passives, right? Passives don't get affected by this. Just keep that in mind. That's the importance of passives and skill. They will not be affected. But look at this. I barely have crit once even. All right, now let's take this a step further. There's one crit right there. My 5% finally kicked in. Now watch what happens if I go up by even like, I don't know, 20 CP, whatever CP we can go up by, right? We'll see what happens. It's pretty insane. You'll see that 49.55% kick in instantly, and all my crits will start happening. So I'll keep this all the same. I'm gonna go back into game modes, and this is gonna help you guys out. Right? Watch this. So 49,164. Let's take her out. Put Lim in. We're up by 159. Okay. Can I even take this off? If I take this off, what happens? Oh, still, that's too low. Okay. So I have to have this on. Okay. Will this make a difference? No, this is too much of a difference. Okay. Let's go ahead and put the gloves on. Again, just to show you as little power as possible. I don't even know if maybe somebody else, I guess no ammo would make it too low, right? Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So, okay, let's just go with this. 242,159. Now you guys see I'm 159 above. Very straightforward. Very easy. Again, no scythe, no passives, nothing. Okay, watch what happens now. Remember, my crit now is 49.55%, and I'm above the recommended CP, even by 1 point. In this case, 159 points. Not a big deal, right? So what does this all mean after I show you this? The game wants you to use the damn armory. Okay, watch this. It's going to probably start off with a crit. Look at that, crit. Crit, 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 crit. Crits, 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 crits. Right? I mean, you guys can tell right away how many times I've done it. Crit, 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 right? Etc. Etc. So it's happening a lot more often, right? About 50% of the time. So that should kind of prove to you guys the importance of it. Now, why does this exist? Well, you guys know that funny little system called the armory that is pretty much fluff damage for the most part. See, my precision even came back up. Look at that. You guys see I'm doing more damage with that now? I don't know if you guys noticed the damage increase as well, right? My precision now is much higher, but you guys can see here, overall, just doing way more crits and damage. So, you guys remember the army, right? Yeah, that's what they want you to use. Yeah, it doesn't give you any stats, but it gives you the CP you need to increase. So anyone, even if you're 1 CP below the recommended amount, you are gimping your precision, you're gimping your stats, you're gimping your damage by back down to base. That's right. Your damage. Now, I'm not talking about attack. Attack stays the same, but your precision lowers, so everything else lowers with it, right? So you have a lower chance to do damage overall. So I wanted to share this again. Shout out to Obscuremouse and Keshi for pointing this out. This is very important, I think. I don't know if the game purposely has done this or this is a mistake, but this armory here is what it's all about. You want to build this up in order to get your battle class up, in order to get your CP higher, and then that way you are able to push above the recommended amounts and push content further. All right, guys, this is Payne. Thank you again to Obscuremouse and Keshi. Much love to you guys. Hope this taught you guys something and helps you guys kind of understand the game a little better. Take care. I'll see you guys in the next one.